I think it was back in January that things went a little bit wild because I ended up on GB News with Neil and sort of blew the lid on a very hidden aspect of our constitutional law. And that is simply the mechanism that places the people in authority over their own government. Which most people, if you ask them what that was, they would say, well, it's just about majority voting. And, that's the only influence that most people believe is the way that people would have influence over their government. And that isn't actually the case. That's not how it's supposed to operate. It's actually meant to be a much more direct mechanism. And that actually is a variety, if you like, of trial by jury, a form of trial by jury that we don't have in place today. That was meant to be in place under our constitutional law that elevates the jury as the supreme legislature. So what that actually means is that they have the right to judge the government-created law. So they have a defendant before them in court, and the idea is that they're doing two things. They're actually judging the defendant, but they're kind of weighing that against the piece of legislation that's brought that defendant into court and saying, which one's the defective one? Is it the defendant's behaviour that's defective, or is it the piece of legislation? Now, what that does, of course, is it then places the people in authority over the legislature.